They like things pretty extreme in Texas. It's a big state with big buildings, big stakes. We've got this amazing new Circuit of the Americas racetrack near Austin. It's got to be the perfect place to launch Ducati's 1199 Panigale R. This bike is an uprated version of the original 1199 Panigale, which caused a sensation when it was launched last year with its 195 horsepower Desmo V-twin engine and radical chassis based on an aluminium monocoque frame. Like previous Ducatis with the R designation, it's basically a homologation special, designed primarily as the basis for a more competitive superbike racer. Ducati's engineers were looking for more low rev and mid-range performance from the 1198cc 8-valve Desmo V-twin engine. They remapped the ride-by-wire throttle to increase torque output mainly between 3 and 7,000 RPM. Gearing is also shortened with 2 extra teeth on the rear sprocket, which increases the available torque. The R engine gets lightweight titanium conrods and also a lighter flywheel, which allow it to rev 500 RPM higher to 12,000 RPM, so it doesn't lose out on top speed. Peak power output remains 195 horsepower, but this engine revs faster, especially when it's breathing through the Terminioni race exhaust that comes with the bike. The only real chassis change is the new adjustable swing arm pivot, the first one on a production Ducati. The pivot can be raised by 2mm or lowered by 2 or 4mm using an eccentric, which fine-tunes the amount that the rear end squats under acceleration. As this is an R model, it gets some carbon fibre components, including fairing inner panels, front mudguard and rear hugger, plus carbon guards for the swing arm, shock and rider's heels. The R bike specification is otherwise similar to the Panigale S and Tricolore models. That means it gets plenty of neat bits, including electronically adjustable Olin suspension, Brembo's M50 monoblock calipers with Bosch ABS and forged Marcassini wheels. The bike also has Ducati's classy thin film transistor instrument panel, showing the 3 riding modes and 8-way adjustable traction control. So here we are ready to go out at the Circuit of the Americas. It's an excellent new circuit near Austin, Texas. 3.4 miles long, so that's 5.4 kilometers. Several hairpins designed for Formula 1 cars, which isn't great, but most of it is fantastically flowing, plenty of elevation as well, as you can see from the pit straight, which is quite steeply uphill. Here we are on a flying lap, going into the first turn and into the first very technical section. The first half dozen bends are left, right, left. Tight bends, second gear mainly on the Panigale, and it's a good chance for the bike to show its agility. It really is easy to throw it from side to side. Very stable, quick steering. It's a very, very light bike, 165 kilos, even with the ABS, which is remarkably light, really incredible. And very good steering. And also just the way it pulls out of these bends in second gear, even when the revs are down about 6,000 or 7,000 RPM, it still pulls notably better than the original model, although it's a little bit hard to say because it's got the Terminioni pipe, which does give it a boost in the mid-range, but certainly great acceleration out onto this short straight here, bars wiggling there, tip it into the faster left, start to get some speed up, down, first bit of hard braking, and then tip it here left into the left-hander onto the main straight, which is important to get good drive. You can see the traction control light just blinking there, and then the revs, as the revs build, the red lights coming around the outside of the instrument panel, up to 12,000 RPM through the gears. Incredibly picks up speed with the quick shifter, just keep it held flat out up to 175 miles an hour, 280 kilometers an hour on the clock, then braking incredibly hard. One of its best aspects, so hard the brakes, the ABS really, really good, very, very stable under brakes. Pulling out of that corner again into this double apex right-hander, again very easy to turn it on its side, pick it up, keep it all the way round to the second apex, out again into this technical area here, another slow left. It's coming out of here in second gear about 6,000 RPM, pulls really well. The R-Bike's ride-by-wire and lower gearing changes are also incorporated into the other Panigale models for 2013, which will benefit those bikes, although they won't be able to rev to 12,000 RPM like the R model, so they'll lose a bit of top speed. Here we are now coming into the final turn. The Ducati is very stable and hard on the brakes again, and it grunts out onto the pit straight very hard. Although down this straight it tended to weave slightly, which hopefully I could have cured given a bit more time to adjust the suspension. It has so much potential for adjustment that it's just like a proper race bike, the Panigale R, and that's partly why it costs so much. It's about 10% more expensive than the Tricolore model, at over £26,000 in the UK and $30,000 in the US. But it's a very special bike, the Panigale R, and it's proof that sometimes the old saying that racing improves the breed really does ring true.